Hey everyone, welcome back to the DJ Sessions, where we feature the best DJs, producers, and industry professionals from around the world. I'm your host, Darren, and right now I'm sitting in the virtual studios in Seattle, Washington, and up above me, got these two wonderful guests from After 5, the podcast on. Hallie, Fabo, introduce yourselves to our DJ Sessions viewers.
How y'all doing on Fabo from the Fabo and Drew, the After 5 podcast?
And of course, I'm Ali. Drew's missing today. He had some things he had to take care of. We appreciate you having us on this show. I feel special.
Absolutely. You know, I'm checking it right now. And, you know, we were talking a little bit before the show that this is going live right now. It's on our website. I'm actually taking a look at my second monitor over here, and we're looking good in the pipe 5x5 for After 5, the podcast. So tell our DJ Sessions viewers what After 5, the podcast is all about.
So basically, After 5, we kind of mimic ourselves as being a happy hour. You know, typically, I always ask every guest what does After 5 mean to them, and most people come up with, of course, After 5, you after work, it's time to get a drink, it's time to unwind, it's time to find your significant other or whatever and relax. So basically, coming from the corporate world, everybody knows business is really done at the happy hour. You either on the golf course at a happy hour with somebody sit back, relaxing. I've learned a whole lot just sitting at a bar with a drink in my hand, meeting a complete stranger that comes from all different walks of life. You know, you might meet a VP of some company, you may meet a lawyer, attorney, a doctor, and you have some of the best conversations and general conversations. So basically, that's what we do in a virtual sense. You know, basically, you tune in with us every Wednesday, pour your drink, and we try to bring the best guests that are experts in their field that have overcome something and give you a little knowledge too, to be educational, to bring that knowledge that, like, for instance, I had an acupuncturist on there. I didn't know anything about acupuncture, so I've learned a lot. So it's made to be not only just entertaining and to have the nice happy hour conversations, but also educational, where you can learn something you didn't know or something you want to need to inquire on. I mean, you can send them emails. I'm bringing to your living room experts in different fields.
How is it? Is it always After 5? Because I know I'm in a different time zone. I'm in a different time zone right now, and it's DJ Sessions time right now. But you know, it is 5 o'clock somewhere.
It will be 5.
Exactly.
If not keep living, it will be 5.
And where are you two? Where are you based out of?
I'm based out of Maryland at the moment. That will be changing soon. I'm probably gonna get back down south in the Carolina area. And Fabian, I'll let you.
Yeah, I'm based out of Tampa, Florida right now.
Okay.
And then we have Drew in Atlanta, and we got him in Atlanta.
How did you three meet?
So interesting story with that. So I used to live in Atlanta, and me and Drew worked for the same company many years ago. We don't even know how we became friends. It just one of these days we just started hanging out. Well, you know, Atlanta was a party scene, and when I came to work for this company, they had a big influx of people that came from out of state. So I mean, they hired about, we were all young then in our 20s, and so we would all just be out every weekend. That's all we talked about. You know, we work, and then Friday come, and we're off every other Friday. We just party and hang out and everything. And I was hanging with myself because I didn't know anybody. Then next thing I know, people start tagging along, and somehow me and Drew was just there. I don't know. We just kept hanging and having fun and good, and we became really close. You know, like brothers. And I, of course, took another position, moved to Florida, West Palm Beach, and then I got moved to Tampa, Florida. And one day, I'm in Tampa. I didn't know anyone. I'm in the gym, and I needed a spot in there with a big Fabo, you know, taking all the weights and everything. Give me a spot, and we got to talking, and I'm like, "Where you from?" He's like, "Arkansas." I'm from Arkansas, so of course, man, we both from Arkansas, you know, and we had to hang together, you know,
Right.
home state. So, and we've been friends ever since then, you know. And then, of course, I took another position and moved several times since then, and found myself in Maryland, and we just kind of kept in touch. And did about last year, I started taking pictures before I was going out, hanging out. I was new to the Maryland area, so I would just take a picture, put it in the mirror, post it to Facebook, Twitter, and I would just say after 5. Why after 5? I don't know. It just came to me. Just something you do after 5. Kind of cool. So it's like, hey, this is after 5. Hey, this is after 5. So I became known as After 5 Ali. Other people started saying, oh yeah, it's after 5. They're taking their pictures. Or I got to party with After 5 and have an After 5 moment.
Right.
Me and Fable we were talking. I was like, I always want to do a podcast. I was like, but I don't have time to do it right now. And I was like, I don't know if I can get guests, and I don't want to be sitting there just talking to myself on a topic or whatever. She's like, I'll do it with you. So he's like, let's do it. So it's like late last year. So we put things together, put some plans and stuff. So it's like, well, we'll just launch it in January. Right. So first Wednesday in January is when we launched. And we did a few shows. I want to say we brought Drew on. Drew was kind of in the side helping us promote the business. Drew kind of, Drew has a gift to gab. He can literally talk all night, and he's a good businessman. But Drew,
businessman.
So Drew is the piece that we need to really market and help out with the interviews. And besides, we get busy through travel and some other avenues that we're in. So a lot of times they can't be there. So it's at least 2 of us most of the time on the podcast if one happens to leave or can't make it. And so Drew came in and joined the podcast, and we've been the trio ever since.
Nice. And again, you said you cover a number of different topics. Like you said, you had an acupuncturist on. What could we expect in the growth? I mean, you've only been doing this for about, 6 months now?
Yes.
So what can we expect in the direction and growth? What is there a major an overlying theme other than just the after 5, let your hair down, relax, have a glass of wine? Is there any specific topics you're going after? Like, is it entertainment? Is it fashion? Is it relaxation? Is it wellness? Or is it just stuff you do to relax and chill?
Basically, and I'm gonna come back to your fashion deal. The overall growth and objectives, of course, we're looking to get television quality, but we're looking to actually start traveling and hosting happy hours where basically we can go to restaurants and you sit down with the professionals when we can bring the professionals in, and you can sit down if you in the state, or we can film from location all together, and we may do a show and get bigger celebrities and guests and where they can tell their story. So basically, if you watch our show, the majority of our theme is somebody that, one of the questions I usually ask all the time, if you started from and you had nothing, I see your success today, but if you was to lose all that success, had to start all over, what would you do? And I ask that question because I want the viewer that got laid off from their job, don't know what they want to do in life, whether it's a college kid or whatever, to hear this. And we've gotten 20 episodes out there so far. So 20 times you pretty much heard, hey, this person didn't have anything. This person worked this way up. This person is saying, do this. If I lose everything, I'm down on my luck or whatever, it's not over. I can put this together, or I can go get this book or whatever. Besides the entertainment piece of it and the happy hour and the little party thing, that's the underlying message that we want people to understand, that, hey, the happy hour is about learning. And even if you're doing well, how can I increase your career? You're in management, you want to go higher, or you want to own your own business, whatever that business is. Here are professionals doing what you do. And
I could see that having a lot of potential. And I mean, I know there's meetup groups for people that are always networking meetup groups, but very rarely do I see meetup groups where here's a multi-million-dollar idea for you guys. I love giving these things out. No, I mean, it's been done before. This is nothing new, but you can do these after hours events and then meet up and have like a backdrop, drop screen, and step and repeat, and come over, and everyone at there gets their 5 minutes. Give us your elevator pitch. Tell us what you're all about. Tell us who you're about. And then maybe it's like 3 people get that 5 minutes, but one person gets 15 minutes. And it makes a whole little episode. We're all having this little after party. Yeah, we're going to be talking for a while, I feel. And we've already
this is why you are a guest at the show. See, I'm getting smarter just by the
Most definitely.
What we want the guests to do, to listen to these podcasts, get smarter, get inspired, get these ideas, and act upon them.
Well, the most exciting thing is that Fabo, did you have to say something? You want to say
Yeah,
something?
I was gonna say because if if a lot of people go and watch our podcast, they can really go find a lot of knowledge. Like Ali was saying earlier, like, yeah, everybody see the party theme, this and that. You know, it's just showing what we do after 5 on our time. We to come together as brothers and do what we do. But all actuality in it, like if you really go look at the people that we bring to this podcast, like you can learn a lot. It's a whole lot of knowledge.
How to buy gold.
You know, like if you really want to just like say step your game up, like don't give up. There's always things I do. Just go watch some of them shows. You got some interesting guys on there that can give you a lot of ideas, a lot of tips on things in life. You know what I'm saying? And try to help you save.
I mean, it's DJs that I know that could benefit just from your session. By from you being on there and the knowledge that you have.
Yeah, and that's what's awesome about podcasting, and that it's still kind of the wild, wild west out here. When I started, I may have told the story on your show that I started in a world where it was public access television, and we were very limited as to where we could put those shows on, and we still had a time frame we could put those shows on, and if it went on the air, once it was on the air, it was gone. You'd have the internet, you couldn't rewind the show unless you had a video recorder and you were recording the show, and then you go back and play but you had to be there and hit the button on the record button on it, or if you knew how to program your VCR to record this channel at this time, or it was technical stuff, but most people did not do that back then. Whereas now, you can take an idea, meet up with a few of your friends and say, hey, let's get together every week and just let's talk about favorite stuff. And you got shows out there that are guys is drinking beers and like, I don't know, let's talk about comic books and I mean, there is no pattern or organization to the show, and they're just getting online, but they're still getting a distribution platform, and then they share that through the socials, and some never cross that point and get to the next level. And you told me a little something before the show that you just got something really special about taking it to the next level. Ali, what was that?
Well, basically, you're talking about the software part.
The domain name.
Oh, the website. Yeah, that's right. We are After 5, AliAfter5.com. Now we actually have a website. Yes, there's some editing that needs to be done. We got a few little editing, we know, but we're gonna go clean that up, and we should be good to go by next week. But yes, we do have a live site. If you go to AliAfter5.com, you'll see us. Our shows are there, and our bios are there. So yeah.
So it's Ali After 5,
and it's the number 5 IBE.
See, thank you. That was needed. There we go. Oh, look at this. All right. Whoa, you got all this from just the last time I was on your show.
Hey, we're about action. That's one of the things that we want people to do. You want to party after 5, but in between then. Before 5, you need to be taking action. And, we talked, we learned, and I told you, hey, next time I talk to you, I'm going to have a website.
All right. This is not okay. So you all are cigar aficionados, I take it?
Yeah.
You got to fix it. Make it.
Filling in the humidor there.
Mm-hmm. We also got a clothing line out, too. That
I see that.
That's on the website. Yeah.
That's on the web.
So we're busy. Working and trying to improve that. Now that came about by accident. We never intended to try to sell shirts. It's just when we first launched, we got shirts for promos, and people liked the shirts, and they said, "Oh, we want one of those shirts or whatever." And then people kept asking, "Hey, can I get one of those shirts?" That's when we throw them up. But we're trying to improve and get better and consistent with that. With some supply chain issues. And finding the right vendors, that's been a challenge to do it the real After 5 way, in the way that I want to do it. Mm-hmm. But changes to that will come in improvements.
Well, that merch section is always something that I ask people. I see a lot of people and they don't have a merch section, and they're big name stars. Like, that's kind of like low hanging fruit you're leaving off the table there. That if a fan really wants something, it's great to go buy your track or your song. But, a fan can buy your shirt and then go wear it to your show. We constantly do contests with our events. It says, hey, if you wear a piece of our swag to one of our shows, you get a free headset, you get a free ticket in, and we're constantly doing contest giveaways for merchandise, for free merch as well.
Right.
People go on, they complete some tasks. And I want to say thank you very much for sharing the show. I kind of think you clicked that share button. Did that work?
Yeah, I got it up now. I'm making sure that it worked.
Because
I say I'm live, but I can't tell if it's sharing to our Facebook or not.
It's all good. It's all good. I just saw this notification that said Ali is now share. I was like, yeah, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I see it. It's on YouTube. It's sharing on YouTube now.
To your YouTube?
Yeah, it's on After Five the podcast YouTube right now.
And it should be on Facebook.
So, this is awesome. All right, thank you guys. I mean, technology at its finest, right? But yeah, I mean, you got to look at those opportunities wherever they may exist. I tell people a lot of times, if they're doing podcasting, that one of those ways they can do it is go and open up a Patreon account and also set up a PayPal, to start taking PayPal donations or Patreon. And you can say, okay, at this level of Patreon, if you're going to give us $10 a month or $5 a month, you sign up for a year, you're going to get a free piece of merchandise. We're going to bring you on as a guest on the show. We're going to give you shout outs. You can do that you can go look at Patreon and look at what other people are doing out there. Right. And when you get, it may not sound like a lot, but if you have 500 viewers a week, but you can get $1 a week from each one of those people, okay, that becomes $1,000 a month, and you can start doing some little things with that, but you can start growing your fan base. And
yes, we are live on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay. I'm glad this technology is working. So for those who don't know, we just switched over to a new platform to do live interviews, bring them live to you, record them, put them up to our website. I'm looking at the website right now. It's on the front page. We're sending to Twitch. We're sending to Facebook page, YouTube live. We're using a product called Restream. It's phenomenal. I do a lot of beta testing with stuff before I go live with it, because I want to make sure that I can break it and then break it and then really break it before I use it, because I don't want no technical glitches happening. I've had that happen before with like celebrities, and it's like, okay, we're gonna do this big thing, and then boom, and you're like, that's why I was playing it the safe way by using that other company who we won't name, and recording everything and then uploading them later. But yeah, technology is awesome in that way, and it's so awesome that you've embraced the technology of podcasting to get your word out there. And the after five, the podcast has a mission statement word, and that's positivity and uplifting and taking people, and highlighting them, whether it be in the local community or nationally or even internationally. That's the other beauty about this, is you could take after five global from your living room now.
We did a few. We had I know one guest was Australian that came on the show. We showed the Let's Go Black. Matter of fact, his show yesterday. But Brandon Green, he's an Australian businessman, owns a coffee shop and got a bunch of different social media venues. And like I said, he's from Australia. We were able to have a chat and sit down and learn. So we can use the title international now.
Yeah, that matters. I mean, it does matter. I mean, it's that's one of the things we're doing with the technology, is we're now able to really reach more of an international presence, and we're really gearing up over the next 6 months to do that. We have a pretty big launch to an event we're going to later this year in October. So it's a ramp up. And like I said, people think to get into this business of podcasting, oh, I need this and I need that and I need this. It's like, no, you don't. Start with your phone. You can start by talking to your phone.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to get on camera. You can start just by dictate to your phone. Like, this is the thing I want to talk about today. Or if you want to get on the phone and set your phone up and then maybe spend $50 or $100 on a little light kit or something, maybe a little tripod. But most people have a laptop or a computer from home that has a camera built into it. They can do it right from there. I do suggest little lighting. You don't got to get all fancy and get big microphones like this and stuff right in the beginning. But find a topic, and focus on that topic. And, that's some awesome stuff. So what brands of cigars do you guys like? What's your favorite?
What I was going to tell you, we were faking it till we make it. Now, I have Cohibas that I'm with. we look good in the pictures and
Most
everything.
definitely.
Sometimes we be, baby over there about to choke out.
About to die.
For the camera. We choke it out. No, I do still smoke cigars every now and then. I do. I like a nice small
Sweet.
Cohiba. I don't. Yeah. I I'm not the aficionado, as you say,
No.
but I will smoke. I socially smoke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fabo, what about you?
Nah, I was faking it till I make it. I almost dying, like Ali said. I'm about to choke, about to go overboard. Feel like a bomb blew my chest up. It went down one day, but like Ali say, a Cohiba, I like a sweet cigar, so for the taste and stuff like that. If I do, but it's only every time I get with Ali. I don't have I don't have.
I will go to a cigar bar here. I used to go to the one here in Maryland and visit it every now and then. And if I'm out and about, we'll go out and visit. Drew's actually a aficionado. Now he actually really smokes cigars regularly.
Right.
Nice. And if you had to have a glass of wine during one of your shows, what kind of wine would that be? Ali, we'll start with you.
Anybody that follows me, either on social media or watch the show or know me personally, know I got to have my Merlot.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'm on TikTok. I'm begging. They need to give me my own brand of Merlot. I need it. I need to have to find Merlot. If you're a sponsor out here watching it, hey, I will blow it up. Like, take a chance on me. I drink Merlot. Well, I'm not gonna say every day. They'll have me locked up and commit if I say how much wine I drink publicly. This is live, but I do have my fair share of Merlot.
Is there a particular brand that you like?
I like CK Madabi. That's typically what I drink at the house. It's my chill wine. I got a Fridays that I walk through, that's literally walking business. So I'm always in Fridays, and so people think 14 Hands is my baby, but it's Fridays. And 14 Hands is a good Merlot that they got. So they sell it to me by the bottle when I walk in there. So you can see it. I walk in there and do you want the bottle today, babe, or do you just want a glass? And I don't even have to. It's so bad. I walked up there, and I sit at the bar, and there's just no words. When I turn back around, there's a glass of Merlot sitting. The staff knows me.
That's service.
Yeah,
that is service.
I sit there and I don't even talk. And it's just bam, here it goes.
And Fabo, what's your choice of wine after 5?
I'm more of a champagne drinker, like Bella Rose. I'm into that, like kind of real heavy. But if I drink wine, I like a Moscato or something like that. I ain't never just got into like which one is my best on a Moscato, but a little sweetness to it.
Mm-hmm. When I first started drinking wines, I had a very, very, very tame palate. I needed the sweet stuff, and I started with like Johannesburg Rieslings, the whites. I was like, sweet Johannesburg Rieslings. We have a nice winery out here called Chateau Saint Michel, and it was always the Chateau Saint Michel Johannesburg Riesling, nice buy, like $10-12 a bottle, nothing huge.
Okay.
And then I went to work for a restaurant, my first and only real 5-star restaurant that I worked for. I actually worked in the restaurant business. I've worked and done work for restaurants, but worked in serving food. And they had the Hogue Merlot. It was the 95 Hogue Merlot. I'll never forget. This is 1999, by the way. So it was good. I don't think I could stop talking about this Hogue Merlot for probably like 2 years. And the 95s were all over the place because that's when it hit the shelves. But when the 96 came out, I was like, 1996, 1995. I turned into, I was like a huge wine snob. I'm like 20 some odd years old. Like, what was I, 20, 24, 25 or something like that. And it was all the Hogue Merlot, the Hogue Merlot, the Hogue Merlot. But somewhere over time, I must have went somewhere, and I don't remember when my palate went to Syrahs. And I'm a Syrah guy. So you take me to the wine store, and I'm a Syrah, Petit Syrah. But then one time, and you guys really want to try a really, really nice bottle of wine, if you can get it out there, it might be a little easier to get on the West Coast because we're a little closer to Australia. The company is called Molly Duker.
Okay.
You look up Molly Duker, and Molly Duker has the kind of brand, like they have different levels. They'll have what you can go buy in the store, like off the shelf. Like the price point might be like $15 to $25 a bottle. but then they have their higher end stuff, which can be like $50-$60 a bottle. And you go to a restaurant and that's usually like $200 a bottle because all wine in restaurants is marked up triple price. If you know that secret, like that's what I learned about the Hogue. Like, oh, the price point of this bottle is $9.99, but they'd sell it in the restaurant for $49.99. I'm like,
Right.
but
Like
I gotta curb my swearing because we're live now. But, found out the restaurants mark it up like 300 to 500%. It's crazy when you buy wine in a restaurant. But yeah, I'm a Syrah guy, so I like a Syrah. But last night I got a little present. Check this out. My girlfriend is I want to try everything kind of person. So she actually had this the Rioja. Okay, see, I'm not a wine aficionado. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Right.
But it's this Rioja, and this was kind of a really nice bottle, nice on the palate. It wasn't as big and fruity as I would have learned, like boom and gone with. And
Right.
I know this is the DJ sessions, but maybe we actually did show. Want to know a funny thing about the DJ sessions? The first 2 episodes we ever did of the DJ sessions was actually called the Vino Sessions.
oh wow.
Yeah, my friend Alex, who came over at the time, he has a wine cellar. And he said, I'm bringing over some wine. We're sitting down. We're doing the DJ sessions. And I was like, okay. So wine has a huge history. That's, I guess, what I'm getting at. Seems like wine plays with the After Five podcast series.
Absolutely.
Our history starts with the DJ sessions of the first episodes of drinking wine on the show. And I thought that'd be cool to share with you guys. But yeah, I mean, other than that, what else do you guys get into? What do you do outside of the podcast? That you work, you do the podcast series, but are you into the local nightlife, into the local business scene? What's your outside life of work like that leads you to do a podcast series?
Oh, if we can only remember.
Right.
Yeah. What we remember, or what I remember.
Yeah. I'm managed, and I'm the CEO of Luce's Management. I got a few artists that I'm training up to get out there in the industry right now. Real hot. I was gonna talk to you about that. What you gonna charge them to play them on air on your DJ session,
yeah,
and stuff like that. I've been into music over 20 years.
Okay.
With a group with Luce's Entertainment and stuff. And I thought about, hey, we don't got older now. We ain't recording this too much no more. So why not like get some of the youth that we know that's really good and get them out there. Mm-hmm. So a couple years now, I've been out there signing artists and stuff like that, trying to get them ready for the mainstream and stuff. So,
I just had an interview with a gentleman yesterday by the name of Vinny Rebus. Mm-hmm. And Vinny Rebus has a website called Indie Connect. And it was an awesome interview. And he does artist management and works with parents and talent, kind of doing management. Right. But they also work with consulting artists and putting these together. But they're putting together something that's really awesome. This might be something you want to look into too. It's called Cartney, and that's CARTNE.com. And it's a really awesome website that's going to be, it's being developed right now, but it's going to be kind of a video resource of answering all these questions that people ask. That this guy's been in the industry for like 30, I think 55 years, maybe even longer. But right. All the questions that he keeps hearing being repeated over and over and over again. And he figured, why don't I get industry professionals to come in and answer one of these questions in like a 5-minute video. And then they go back and they revisit those questions and make sure they're still relevant. And they're looking at publishing like over 700 plus videos to help the industry actually have some educational understanding. I mean, you can video that you can Google this stuff, you can YouTube it, but who's saying it? Where's it coming from? They're looking at real industry professionals, people that are in the industry. Like we were talking about before the show about music licensing and royalties. I know enough about it, but I wouldn't like act as an agent or representative. But I will say, get things in paper, get things in writing, and make sure you know what you're getting into. And if you have questions, ask somebody. I think that might be a great resource to connect you to if you've been doing that out there and talking with them. Cartney, by the way, and awesome website to go to. But Ali, what do you do outside of work?
Well, basically, with work, I'm in corporate senior management, so that takes a lot of my time doing that. When I'm not doing that, I'm coaching and mentoring people in the corporate world. Typically, when I'm not doing that, I've got a glass of Merlot in my hand,
There you
or
go.
I'm traveling. Get the glass of Merlot, and typically I'm not meeting with Drew or Fave, or we're not going to some location to be together. But
Right.
we step it up then. I don't drink wine when I'm with them. We go with Casamigos, typically with him, some Crown Royal.
Yeah.
I really like Japanese. Sometimes when I'm here at home, I enjoy a nice Japanese tension, a nice Japanese whiskey. I really enjoy that. I really like Japanese rail. And I do. I go to cigar bars every now and then, and I have me a nice glass of wine and a nice little cigar, and I'll take a social media picture. And I just like traveling. I was in Philadelphia last weekend, just taking me a city tour, sitting in the room, and I had a nice room, and I sat there and I had some Crown Royal. A friend from high school came to visit me in the room, and I just took the tour, looked at the city, went to a few parties. I say parties, they're like little bar type, club type deals, and
Right.
that's just what I do. Travel around and hang out with friends, family, or make new friends somewhere, and I go over to a nice lounge club or whatever and just have a good time.
And as a new podcasting team, if you could give one piece of advice to new podcasters out there, what would that be? We'll go Fabos first.
I say never give up. Because it do get hard sometimes, and then especially when you don't have all the tools to everything to know about the podcast. I say give yourself, like they always say, your first year is your learning year, and I just wish that everybody stick to it, because at the end, I think it'll pay off. Because at first, me and Ali thought if wasn't nothing going in 6 months, we didn't know we gonna keep going, but it surprised us. Our first 2 months, it surprised us, and ever since then, it's like taking off. We learning more, like interviewing with you guys. We're learning more the tool sets, what we need, what we don't need, and stuff like that. Getting the marketing down packed and stuff like that, and even like learning to get the people to come on the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely it is a learning curve. I think one of the biggest things that I've ever seen is people getting used to listening to your own voice.
I hate my own voice.
Or even seeing yourself on camera. I don't have a hair and makeup team. I actually need to shave my head and most of the time, but that's what green screen's for. You can't see what's going on,
Right.
But yeah, Ali, what would be your advice to give to somebody as a new starting out podcaster? Something you've learned over the last 6 months.
I'll piggyback on what Fabian said. Yeah, never give up. Keep trying. Ask somebody. Don't try to hoard the knowledge. And there's nothing proprietary about this. And you'll be surprised. Just ask somebody. Share it. People steal my idea. And it's like, well, I don't care. Go get you a podcast if that's what you want to do. You're not me. You don't bring the level of energy. This is hard work behind the scenes, by the way. Most people think popping in a camera and sitting down and just talking, editing, the marketing and everything. If you're going to grow it and really make it a business, it's one thing if you just want to do a hobby and make sure you're consistent with the time. If you're going to do 1 day a week, stay with that 1 day a week or 5 consistent times. But like I said, just sharing and reaching out, you'd be surprised what you learn. And like Fable said, we didn't know we were going to get guests. Matter of fact, we thought the initial setup was we would just be sitting there talking about topics ourselves. We run out of guests and we wouldn't have anything to talk about. But it just, like I said, it amazed us. It took on a life of its own. And we went from just trying to scrap little neighborhood guests up to people coming, hey, we want to come do your show. Yes, I put it on, Facebook groups and people just feed us guests. Like, hey, I get an email, hey, do you want so-and-so on your show? Hey, would so-and-so would do your show? And it's just been amazing. It's been booked with people coming, like I said, 6 months. And we don't have to beg for guests anymore. And we haven't ran out of guests. And we record. So, we got guests because we be busy, we pre-record, so we have stuff sitting in the pipe and good to go. So it's been a good journey, more than what we
Good
expected.
journey.
And people have positive things to say. I always tell people, give me the good, the bad, the ugly. And people say, no, we like the show. You guys got good energy. It's educational. So we take that and we run with it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is there anything that either of you want to let our DJ Sessions fans know before we let you get going? Because I know it's 5 o'clock there, and it has to be 5 o'clock there now.
Oh yeah, it's after 6 here now.
It's after 6.
It's fun time in Court Park. Well, we just want to thank them for you obviously for letting me come on the show and the support. Hey, every Wednesday we drop another episode, and if you're interested, you never know, we may pop up there in any city. We may do an event. We may show up to a club and after5.com. The number 5 IVE.com, AliAfter5.com. So check out our website. Give us the feedback. Good. We're only gonna get better. We take your feedback literally. So it's like, hey, we gonna try our best to improve.
And also, we want to say thank y'all to all your DJs, because without y'all, we wouldn't be getting our music and stuff heard. It take y'all guys for us to get somewhere.
Awesome. I'm going to drop that website on the screen right now, at AliAfter5.com. Is that the right website? That better be the right website, because I copy and pasted it from the web.
That's what it is.
One of our new little tricks we can do during the show here as we're doing these interviews live. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on the DJ Sessions this evening and for having me as a guest on your show just a little while ago. I had a great time. I know we're going to be doing this again, and I know we're going to be talking a lot more off camera in the future. I'm excited to see the growth of the After 5, the podcast series.
Yes, sir. We thank you. Appreciate you having us.
You're very welcome. On that note, don't forget to go to our website, thedjsessions.com. Find us on TikTok, find us on Instagram, find us on Twitter, and that book meta thing that we're streaming on right now. You might be even watching the show on. We're the DJ Sessions, thedjsessions.com. This is the Virtual Sessions. I'm Darren, coming all the way in from Seattle, Washington for the Virtual Sessions. We got Ali from
Maryland.
And Fabo
from Tampa,
Florida for the DJ Sessions. And remember, on the DJ Sessions, the music never stops.